And that's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy.
One dad.
One dad.
Hold on, man.
That's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy.
One dad.
One dad. No matter how good the dad
is. He can't be everything.
He can't be everything. And that boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line, who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay.
Throughout time, families have consisted typically of one man, one woman. And somehow that was enough. Now it could be the wrong woman or the wrong man. That's possible. But to go on a podcast and say, you need more men in your life, I don't know, it seems weird to me because we need our dads in our lives. But who's to say, like, I don't know, man, it just seems weird. Like he's pushing, it sounds like he's pushing an agenda. You know? Like, why would he have to tell you this guy is gay? This teacher, whatever he was. Who cares? It was just a guy who had different thoughts. He was a mentor. Why can't you just say, boys need multiple, how about people need multiple mentors through life? Why couldn't just say that? I'm sure there are women who need something besides just their mom. You know, they need somebody else that maybe they can confide and feel like they're not getting judged or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, with a different perspective. Just to hear it out of a different voice sometimes, even if it's the same thing. But still, it's coming from somebody else. I mean, we can get that in multiple ways. You get that going to church. You get that playing on a football team, a basketball team, a soccer team, hockey, running track. You can get that from a guidance counselor. You can get that from an aunt, a grandmother. You can get that from multiple sources. And I'm sure men can get it too. It's like he's got this weird fixation on trying to tell men on how to be men. And I think it's because he don't even have no damn sons. Yeah, dog, if you don't have no sons, if you wasn't raised by a dad, how the hell would you know? Real talk. Last I heard, your dad banged up mom in college or something and ran back to Africa. You was raised by this racist-ass old white dude, your grandfather, on your mother's side. That's the last thing I heard. Did I hear something wrong or something? Am I mishearing what I'm hearing? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to figure out, like, why do you feel that you have the position or the authority to tell other people, man, dude, you was president? Mainly because, let's be honest, John McCain was a fossil, and people are racist as hell against Mormons. In fact, if the same amount of people came out for Mitt Romney that came out for John McCain, you wouldn't even got a second term. voting was really down in 2012, man. I mean, that was a squeaker for you. People don't talk about this. I've been doing this a while. Okay? Barack Obama's lucky he got a second term. It wasn't the win you think it was. It's that he was up against Magic Pants. Mitt Romney, the Mormon Magic Pants guy, who made a couple of errors, key errors, sort of down the stretch, and he was Mormon. So that didn't work for him. And he was a stiff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there was some problems. But back to his point about dads, like that means you got to go kick it with a gay dude. Like I don't know if that's necessary. How come we just can't treat people with respect no matter what their orientation is? Why would you need a man to tell you, like, why would you need to be mentored by someone gay to not treat gay people badly? You know what I'm saying? What you should be saying, but you're too cowardly to say, is that we need more black male teachers. I had Dr. Musa Abdullah on the show from All Things Education Official on YouTube. He's been a teacher for 20-something years. One of the stats he recited to me was how well students do when they have at least one black male teacher in their life. It like helps them immensely. And that's not just black kids. That's all kids. It's something about our history. It's something about America. And that's why I say, man, there is something about America, how we built, the psychology of it, that makes it hit different when it comes from a black male. And that's something you can say without being so damn crazy. But see, as usual, Obama skate right past blackness and go all the way to gay. Go all the way to LGBTQ land. He don't stop in black world because that's going to be too much backlash. And just like the Democratic Party, go all the way to LGBT land. Yeah. Anyway, I haven't read anything. I haven't seen any studies. And if there are some, you can share them with me. That proves if you have a gay teacher, if a young man has a gay teacher as a friend or whatever to talk to, that makes their life better. Now, maybe it makes your life better. And maybe it makes your life better in ways you ain't explained in there, Obama. I'm just saying. And part of what happened with Trump is more and more people were rejecting the way the country was going with the pronouns and all this other stuff. But there was a point you gotta stop. You know, like you get to a point where you gotta pump the damn brakes, man. And like the liberals kept going, man. They didn't stop there. They didn't go, okay. It was like right after gay marriage, you should have stopped and said, woo, we made it, and just stopped. But no. Nah, man. You didn't stop. You did a victory lap. And then you took it too far. Like they say, what Bernie Mac say, you give a ninja a rope, you want to be a cowboy? That's exactly what happened. You gave them gay marriage, and then they wanted to make people be able to identify any way they want to identify, and want the kids to get changed at 5, 10 years old, and all these things. Boys, if you say you're a girl now, you can play football, basketball on the girls' team. Like, get what I'm saying? Like, it went too far. And it wasn't that way. And people don't want to admit that things have changed. And changed. And changed. And changed. And you can overgo. And that's I think that's sort of what's brought us to where we are, man. You know? And it's like, if it wasn't going to be Trump, it's going to be somebody, because there was an appetite for it out there. There was an appetite for it. You gone too damn far. Hey, look, we already knew they'd gone too far. But nobody asked us. Just kept asking white people with money what they thought. If you ask white people with money what they think of the craziest shit. Like, whoever thought of using, guacamole instead of mayonnaise and mustard, man? Whoever thought of that? Who thought of that? Who thought to put raisins in the freaking tuna fish salad, man? The potato salad. Who wants to put, why would you put a walnut in a cream salad? A mayonnaise-based salad doesn't cause for nuts. No nuts. Rich white people with time on their hands to try shit.